So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends in Prairie Vintage, my name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, most amazing viewers. I'm so glad that you guys are here. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. Here I am. Here you are. We've connected. Hopefully you guys stay, subscribe, share, like, comment on the videos. If this reading does not resonate, go check out the playlist, and there are thousands of videos there, and hopefully you find one in regards to your current energy. For the rest of you guys who are returning, I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed to be here, and I can't wait to get into today's reading. You guys are all very safe and welcome in this space with me today. Today's reading, we're looking at the person on your mind and how it is this person is seeing you from the aspect of what they might be thinking is a block, an obstacle, a challenge, okay, to them. So trigger warning, because this is their perception. It could be completely out to lunch, okay, or they could be quite accurate in regards to their perception. I don't know what we're going to see here, but it might not match your own perception of what they think of you or how you see yourself. Okay, so this should provide you some context in regards to where they think you stand and how it's impacting them and their interaction with you. And it's always intended for there to be an easier way to work with people, even if they're completely out to lunch with their perspective, okay? But don't take this reading as gospel. If it doesn't resonate, it's not your reading. So this is very important that you tap into your intuition. I'm not just putting information out there so that you can go and completely screw around with your relationships, connections, okay? So I'm reading energy, and energy doesn't tell me who it belongs to. I could generally tell how many different types of energies, but different types of energies could still belong to one person, okay? But it'll read as two. It could be two different people. It could be a person and a situation or a circumstance. Energy is energy, and I'm just reading the energy in the cards. So it's difficult for me to ascribe where it belongs to. If it resonates, though, it's your reading, okay? If it doesn't resonate, it's not your reading. If your intuition is all buggered up, you could be all confused. That's only fear. That's doubt. That's your mind making up stories. And this isn't your reading, okay? Because I'm not going to spend 10 hours trying to solve your intuition and clear your intuition and resolve all your fears. So this might not be the first reading for you if you're completely clued out when it comes to your intuition, okay? And that's fine. We're all sometimes completely clued out when it comes to intuition. But I want to make that clear, okay? Because this is supposed to provide healing. This is supposed to provide direction and resolve when it comes to working with others, regardless if they're completely delusional. Okay, we want peace, we want harmony, we want to accept everyone into our hearts, even if that means having strong boundaries and going our separate ways lovingly, but understanding where someone might be energetically. Okay, we're all on our journey. There's no right, there's no wrong. There's just navigating our journey, and we're all navigating based on our past experiences. Some are triggering, some are challenging, and unless we heal, then we might still be acting out of shadow, okay? So I always put this caveat out there because I don't want to do these readings if I'm just putting shit to the wall, okay? So beautiful angel, these are the decks I'm going to be using for today's reading, and like I said, I'm not going to be doing an energy check, but I will be doing how this person is sort of seeing you based on their own perspective. Okay, and if that resonates, then what they're thinking is the challenge is going to go hand in hand with that, okay? But if it's completely out to lunch in a way that you can't fathom, then it's most likely not your pile. All right, so I'll link right here the tarot deck flip through, which is these decks. If you are wanting to energetically charge the cards or just take a look at these cards, if you're a tarot reader, then I do have the deck reveals for a lot of these on my channel. And this will be a pick a card option, and we will be doing 3 piles to choose from for today's reading. I'll put the timestamps all down below, and you guys can navigate directly where you want to go. And I do suggest you sit through the card layout if you're developing your intuition. That way you can ask Spirit what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether that pile is indeed your pile or if you should go to another pile or another reading altogether. All right. I love you guys so much. And I can't wait to see what pulls through here. And I will see you guys at the card selection. All right, gorgeous angels, let's pull from the Blind Spot Oracle. Don't take these words literally, okay? I'm going to channel the whole message that pulls through with your pile, okay? But we're asking Spirit for the collective tuned into this reading, for the person on their mind, and how this person is seeing the collective, and what they think from the angle of their own perspective is getting in the way of the connection as a challenge for this person between them and the collective tuned into this reading. For option 1, 2, and 3, Spirit. Option 1, 2, and 3. Here's 1. And for option 2, person on option 2's mind. And option 3. Okay, if at any point you're called to any one of these, then I will put the timestamp below. And like I said, don't take the words literally. Also, I don't select from a Rolodex of people. And don't tell me you want to see that person and this other person came out. I don't select. I don't choose. Okay, there's no Rolodex here. Okay, or a contact book here that I'm going through. All I'm doing is reading the energy. So if this is your own energy, meaning how you're seeing the person you're engaged with, then go check out another pile. Okay, that means your energy is the one that's pulling through here. That's very common. And then I read your energy and I don't want to waste your time. Okay, so let's take a look at option number 1. We have looking to the outside with 47. Option number 2, we have the gift, 14. Option number 3, we have coping with number 9. Okay, so with this energy, sorry, I want to make sure that it looks okay on the video. So with this energy, your first pull is most likely your reading, okay? But it's absolutely fine to be pulled to multiple piles. Could be different aspects of the same person, different energy. Could be different people pulling through here. It could be your energy, your person's energy. Just listen to that intuition, and it's absolutely fine not to resonate with this reading. I'm only reading 3 energy frequencies. Okay, there's millions of people on Earth here that could be connected to this reading. And so it's not going to be everyone's reading. So don't force it to fit. And it should really be the overall energy in that pile that matches. Okay, it's not going to be just piecemealing it together. That's not how I read energy. If you have to piecemeal it, then it's not your pile. Okay, and very specific messages do come through for certain individuals to confirm that it's their reading. Leave those aside. It's not everyone's message. It could confirm to you, and this is why I say ask Spirit what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether the pile is yours or not throughout the card layouts, and develop that intuition. All right, so these are the 3 options. I'll put the timestamps below, and I will see you guys at your pick. Gorgeous angel, pile number 1, you guys picked looking to the outside, 47. Okay, that's also number 11. 11 is a highly spiritual number. It's a master number, divine inspiration, synchronicity, and the encouragement to keep going. Okay, also 47 could be an age. Take that as confirmation. Okay, could be an age when you met your person. It could be your person's age, your age. Okay, could be an apartment number, an address. Okay, I'm also hearing April 7th and July 4th. Okay, if that resonates as something here. Okay, July 4th, isn't that Independence Day as well? Someone could be highly independent. Okay, I think that's Independence Day in the US. Sorry, I'm from Canada. Yeah, there's something about independence here as well. Okay, so a lot's already beginning to channel through this reading or through this card, but we have all these cards here. Okay, and so this is all about tapping into your intuition. And I asked Spirit for pile one, specifically the person on their mind, the person they came here about, and how is this person seeing pile one from the angle of what is it that might be getting in the way of this person connecting with or understanding about pile one that could be challenging to them from their perspective. Okay, and so this could be an overall look at how they see you and then what they find challenging, or this could just come from the angle of the challenge. Okay, they're both accurate in regards to however I asked Spirit for this to come through. All right, but don't force it to fit. And I'll put timestamps below. So if you want to go straight to the channel message, you can. Although I will be laying these cards out so we can get the full picture here. Okay, so looking to the outside, what else do we have? We have Sun and Mars. Wow, this is also a very strong, independent energy. Okay, and now remember, it could come reverse. This could definitely be how you're seeing your person here. This is giving off divine masculine, very strong Aries energy. Okay, also some Leo and some Scorpio, but mostly Aries pulling through, very strong. Okay, very spiritual too with the 11 here. So you and this person could be very, very tied in telepathy through the dream space. Okay, this person could be archetypal type male, okay, or you, depending on how this pulls through once I channel, but there is a lot of divine masculine energy coming through here. Okay, but this would be opposite of this. Looking to the outside is almost like wanting to take some form of action here, but maybe feeling like they can't or something, or feel like an outsider here or misunderstood. Okay, well, lots of youthful energy too pulling through. So we have numb. Okay, it's a flat line here. It was kind of looking to the outside like someone's flatlined in some way, but this is full of life and energy. So let's see, pink washing, publicly promoting LGBTQ inclusivity while engaging in harmful behaviors that contradict those values. Interesting. I also have a number 4 here and the 4 here. So 44 is a master number. Integrity as a foundation. Well, this is the opposite of that. Okay, treating the earth as home and a temple, manifestation and leadership. So 4s are all about structure, foundation, stability, planning, the material reality, problem solving, pragmatism. Okay, like I said, it is the number of divine masculine here. So let's see. We also have 47. So look at that, 4747. Could be an angel number you're seeing here, okay? So 1111. Some of you guys might really resonate with this twin flame connection. Okay, that's 1111. So Jupiter and Uranus. Jupiter is a ruling planet for Sagittarius, Pisces. Uranus is a ruling planet for Aquarius. And sort of a large personality that pulls through this whole thing here. Okay, and then we have desensitized, gradual emotional numbing. Oh my goodness, you guys, what are the chances of numb and numbing coming through? And also remember I said someone sort of restrained somehow, looking to the outside. Spiritual disconnect, survival mode, limiting feelings or connection. I'm also getting heavy Frankenstein sort of energy here, which would be the opposite of the Sun and Mars, just from the green skin, although this is definitely not Frankenstein. And number 2. This deck has like, I think 260 cards. And so the fact that we have a 2 and a 4, and these is shuffled like a lot here and used a lot. So it's interesting because it's very close to the beginning of the deck, 2 and 4. Okay, 2s are all about balance, duality, choices, high priestess energy, Pisces. So again, that's spiritual energy pulling through. Like I was saying with the 11, okay, highly spiritual, intuitive, possibly even psychic energy pulling through here. 2 is also justice, okay, fairness, balance, relationships. Okay, it's also judgment. So something about judgment comes through here as well, you know. Could be judging those with different sort of perspectives. than ours, but desensitized. So 2 is also about partnership, diplomacy, contrast, polarity. Okay, and then we have this oracle card. It looks like a whole bunch of rubble that fell from the ceiling. Someone sitting on a chair here, almost looks like a little hut made of rock. I'm looking to the outside. It almost looks like something big happened, and now I'm sitting here, sitting with the aftermath, not doing anything to resolve this thing. Okay, and then we have this beautiful oracle card. Looks like a watercolor painting. So trees talk about health, talk about stability, which pulled through the number 4. With the tree could talk about family lineage, structure, stability, health, like I say. Sun looks like it's setting here. Okay, and then we have this child oracle card. Remember, I'll be reading intuitively. Now, a lot of these cards are looking like paintings. So this person could be an artist. It is coming through, okay? Paint, drawing, or just highly creative. This little girl has something in her hair. Okay, and then we have these 4 people with a ball in the middle. 4s again coming through very strong. But to me, I'm sort of getting this energy. It's like holding oneself back, but here's like the main focus, but no one's going after it. Okay, and it kind of looks like a ball game, right? So if you want to win the ball game, it's like who is manning the ball, but no one's wanting to step forward. There's an absence of this energy here. All right, and then we have protection, 89, 8 and 2. So the 2's pulling through again, which, like I said, is the high priestess, justice, judgment energy. Okay, Pisces, Libra. And then we have 8, which is movement, change, attainment. That's the strength card in the tarot, which is Leo energy. And star, which is Aquarius energy, which we got from the Uranus here. So, and Leo here from the sun. So we have generosity, helper, love, listener, defender, fighting against injustice. Well, isn't that interesting? Because we had this sort of publicly promoting the LGBTQ, but then it is something about this injustice that might be happening. Okay, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. Supposed to have a lot of shadow here with the black. Okay, and then we have this oracle card. Looks like a cowboy, Western. Hats to me could talk about someone who's spiritually connected to the divine here, like the crown chakra. Okay, but it could be someone who wears something in their hair or wears a lot of hats. Okay, it could be a metaphor, but it could be they have a lot of, they usually have something in their hair or wear like a head wrap or a headscarf or a bandana or a hat. It could be traditional as well here. Okay, it could be someone into Western. We have these 2 balls of matter, and they're sort of orbiting each other. We're switching places, it looks. Yeah, it doesn't look like orbit. It looks like switching places, actually. But would this be a hierarchy? One's on top, one's on the bottom, and then they're switching up. That's interesting. Okay, and then we have these 2 wolves. And look, they're howling at this person playing the saxophone. Some more artistic sort of energy here with the music pulling through. Now, wolves are very independent, but they're also very family orientated as well. And something about the independence was coming through here. Was it through here? I don't know. I was feeling at the beginning, I think. Yeah, highly independent. I don't know why I said that, but it came through. Okay, but then there is something about community. We're seeing 4, and we're also seeing 11, which is community. 4 people. Okay, yeah, and community here. This is interesting. Let me channel what this is. There's lots going on, and I have to sort of get to it by unraveling what this is all about here, okay? But you can definitely click on the timestamp and it'll take you to the channeled message. My wand ready. Sorry, I gotta get it. I'll use this one here. All right. Oh, I gotta get the tarot as well. Okay, this is an interesting energy, you guys. It's not 100% clear if it's just a tiny little aspect that's pulling through, because we're asking about what this person might find as a challenge in regards to how they see you. Okay, so it could be one specific little aspect, and maybe this isn't how they see you overall. Okay, but an aspect of you that might be getting in the way or just challenging, or they're not sure how to engage with that part of you. It could be flipped, so keep that in mind. We went through signs during the card layout. Okay, but I'll just read them sort of quickly here. There was strong Aries, Leo, Pisces, Libra that was coming through this reading. Some Sagittarius and some Aquarius as well. Okay, and we'll see with the tarot as well. But, and you could flip it if this is how you see your person, okay? There is this energy of almost like, I want to see how I want to read this. Just give me a second. Two wolves here. It's almost like this person feels like a phony in some way. Okay, I don't think they see you as a phony, but it just sort of, it's the energy. You'll need to apply it. I think they feel like a phony here, because what it seems like is they see your strength as somebody who stands up for truth and integrity in your world, whatever that might be. Either you're an advocate for some specific thing, or you live your life in a certain way that's very full of integrity and honesty. And it's it doesn't waver here. And this person is coming through like somebody here who maybe on the outside is trying to also appear as though they have conviction to stand behind their convictions, but they don't know how. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, this is exactly it. Okay, this is how I'm going to channel it, but still just apply it how you're. It's like when life happens to me, when I have to prove myself and my integrity, I don't do it. I don't know how to stand behind that in which I know would be the more moral, ethical, integral thing for me, you know? And so they're putting you on a more higher than thou energy, but it's not because you're giving off an energy that you're better than this person, but they see you as someone who can stand behind what you believe in your action. So you're embodied in that truth. You live that truth. You say what you mean and you do what you mean. And this person's like, I can't do what I mean, and it's not because they don't believe it. It's because there's something here about, I don't know how I could stand behind it, because when the going gets tough, I freeze. And I want to be free to do what I believe, kind of like Wild West, you know, like where nobody can tell me what to do, and I go shoot my guns off, you know, because I'm fighting for justice, or because for whatever reason, without having fear of like being judged or other people. And so this person might be in a community, because that was coming through in the card layout, where they feel restricted by this energy that's around them. So either a specific person or a family, or how they live their life, their environment, how they surrounded themselves, where they feel like, in that world, I can't stand up for what I believe. In that world, it won't take me and my authentic self as something that is positive or support that, or I just can't come out in that environment. But I don't feel it's because that environment really necessarily, they're saying that's the reason I can't. It's because of the environment. I have an inability to come out. And so I kind of am struggling for words here, because it doesn't feel like they would say, I fear it, but it's like, what would happen? And so they're kind of conforming right now, and they're conforming to what people expect of them, even if their soul is saying something different, because this is a soulful person here. And this person really admires, again, your independence, because they say, how do they see you? They see you as someone who's independently going to do the integral thing for you, despite your environment, the pushback, the people around you. You're going to say exactly what you want to say when you need to say it. You have your own authentic expression, and they see this and they're like, me too, me too. But it doesn't necessarily mean they believe what you believe in that camp, but it's like the ability to speak to that in which we believe. Now they could stand in the same position as you. If you have certain convictions here. This is talking about the LGBTQ, but it doesn't have to be. This is just, when I see injustices in the world, or when I feel like the world is not aligned with integrity, then I have no qualms about speaking my piece and doing my own thing, even if that means I get rejected, ousted, and can't belong. That's fine with me. And this person's like, whoa, I can't do that. And it's like, I can't do it, but it's like this feeling almost like even at their own demise, because I feel like their environment is like killing them softly here, or there's like there's a big hole in their soul. And it's like, there's a big hole here in my soul, and I don't know what to do about it. But it's like, are you sure you don't know what to do about it? Or you're just wanting to do everything but the thing you need to do? And I feel they might have been in this environment for some time, because I do feel it feels lifeless, almost like flatlining here. It's like, if I stay here, I flatline. I don't have the zest for life. And they see you as youthful, zest for life, like, living. They see you living and doing and saying and acting. And this person's like wishing, hoping, dreaming. And then they can't say, well, this is me. It's like, are you sure this is you? Because you haven't done anything. What have you done lately? And so I feel like also this is really speaking about it. It doesn't, it's hard to put this energy into words, you guys, but it's like, they're not seeing it as you being like, fuck the world, I'm going to be Wild West and just sort of offend people, and this is me, take it or leave it. I'm this independent self. Okay. It's like, no, it comes more from the angle of justice, where injustices have been done, where I got to protect the innocent, or speak up for the innocent, or those who can't speak up for themselves, and maybe even like help those that can't help themselves, and it's coming from a very authentic place, not from being more virtuous in any sort of way. But it's like, this person puts you above them in that capacity, in that regard, because you're able to do that. And it's like, I don't know, there's something about switching places, or like, maybe they're giving off this energy that they're like this to you. It's like, if only they knew the real me, or something like this. It's like, this is like a copycat energy. Me too. And like I said, I don't think they're seeing you like that. They think that's them, flip it. Maybe this is how you see a person. I don't know. This is just for sure. That's the energy though that I'm reading, but who's it belongs to, have no fucking clue. But yeah, it's like, it doesn't matter to be standing up for things when it doesn't necessarily matter. But when it matters, when the going gets tough, that's our position, or that's the point in time where we pick our position. And so there's something cowardly here, because it's like, whatever excuse we use, I can't because of those people, or I can't because they'll judge me, or I can't because whatever. Like, I'm not really seeing the reason of the can'ts other than I'm not comfortable with doing that thing because of how it might make me appear in this community or in this way. But they admire that you have that capacity to do that. And they're looking like, oh, I wish I could too. It's like, but you don't have to wish it. I wish I could live too, freely too, stand behind my convictions too, speak my truth too, stand up for what I believe too, like voice myself. And this could even be like following the dream of the soul. Maybe they saw you like, because this could be very specific. Like, I quit my standard Hierophant world so I could go pursue art. It's like, whoa. Or so I could go like, because there's a lot that was coming through with artistic. So painting, drawing, music. So it could be like the path less traveled. It's like, I'm going to quit, being a doctor so I could write my first album. Like, wow. And it's like, I wish I could too. Like, that would be the same thing, because it's like, I'm not going to just bend to the rules of society that are telling me and forcing me to be someone here, even though my soul is craving to follow my dream. Not necessarily that they're a musician or an artist, but it's like, I'm unhappy here. Okay, so then what are you going to do about it? And it feels cold, their environment. It also doesn't feel like it's they want to stay there necessarily. So it feels very cold. It feels sort of lonely, lifeless. Their soul doesn't feel alive here in any way. And so they're trading some form of stability and structure, because it's like, I'd rather choose to not rock the boat. I'd rather choose to do that than the unexpected, but this could be like ingrained in them, because I am getting a strong sense of like family. So it could be an upbringing, a tradition. But again, the Hierophant could just be societal expectations, and even our own. We're our own Hierophant, my own beliefs here. But obviously it'd be stemmed from some sort of time frame. And so this person, what's coming through is like, however long they've been in this energy, which does feel like long, it's like, it feels almost like, because this hole in this, whatever, Fred Flintstone hut, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and then this protection, it's like, what happens when it rains here? What happens when the stuff we cannot stop, weather, storms, God's nature happens here? We're no longer can do anything about this. Okay, so we can't protect ourselves. So this person feels like they're at a point here where, I don't know, like, I got to make a move, or it's now or never, or like, yeah, and even the sun's setting. It's like the sun is setting in this part of my world where I can't just do nothing about it. And one thing that came through in the card layout, just because I do think it's significant, either you or your person could wear a hat, or bows in your hair, or something in the hair, or scarves on the head, traditional headpiece. Okay, baseball caps, cowboy hats, whatever hats. But I do feel like I was saying, like it could be really symbolic of being tapped into spirits, like the crown chakra here, something spiritual that comes through here. And so there's like spiritually, I'm being called by the divine in some regard to acknowledge a part of my soul that's been suppressed and that's been looking to what everyone else does or what everyone else says that I should do or be. And that's the way I've been navigating, and not you. And they see blessings coming to you. It's like because of these big changes or you going out of your comfort zone to allow the truth to be spoken and seen, it's like blessings happen. And so if you have to rock the boat or be unspoken, you do this. So it's almost like maybe this person is also like jaded, you know, they're jaded by their environment. It's like maybe they're like, oh, it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter what I say or do. I'm not acknowledged or seen. No one really cares. And it's like this desensitized energy. So I just sort of gave up on speaking my truth. But is that a cop-out? You know? So let's see some more. Spirit, clear and concise message for pile 1 in regards to the person they came here about, how I'm channeling this, in regards to what it is that this person sees that might be getting in the way. So this seems like what gets in the way is like around you, I don't have the ability to be authentic. Like you can see through maybe my lack of authenticity or my lack of integrity here because I'm not being true to myself. I'm not being true to my soul. But that's not really you like doing it so much as it is the way you make me feel about myself. It makes me not feel like I'm at your level to engage because I feel uncomfortable with that truth of me being the truth of me, you know, but it is the truth of this person because this person is, according to them, not doing what they feel in their heart or their soul is aligned with their truth. So spirits for pile number 1, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Can we drill into this message? Anything I've missed regarding pile 1, the person on their mind, and what is their big challenge here with pile 1 specifically when it comes to how they're seeing pile 1? What have I missed? Okay. I do feel this is kind of like that. So the sun in reverse, we had sun here. Okay. So sun is all about clarity. It could talk about childhood, youthfulness, you know. It's like my true joy is being suppressed. I don't go after it. You know, when we go after something, we make it known, we expose it, it's clear, it's public, it's like what I want, I suppress. You know, which makes me unhappy, which is silencing my inner child. So there's something about your inner child that gets seen, that gets nourished, that gets exposed, that gets acknowledged, that is living its best life, according to this person. And so there's always like fun. It seems like you might be experiencing a lot of like fun, you know, or opening doors of possibility for you. And it's like, oh, those possibilities never happen for me. You know, I don't know. Maybe they're projecting that you're living some really unconventional life here, you know, that's always full of changes and turns. This is kind of how they see it. Surprises, changes, turns, exploring, which comes with fun, but comes with uncertainty. And this person's like, ooh, that would rock my foundation. And so I'm not as committed to that, even though I admire it in some way. Because maybe they're saying, oh, I'm independent, I'm free, I'm this, I'm that, and the other. But then their life here seems very Frankenstein-y, you know. I do as I'm told, and I toe the line. That's what it seems like. But then I'm dead inside. I'm flatlining. My soul is flatlining here, okay? Queen of Wands, beautiful. So yeah, they see you full of fire, creating your own future, manifesting. I don't read bottom of the deck reverse, by the way. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius was strong. Like I said, Aries, Leo was really pulling through this pile, and Pisces. Okay, which also I read as Cancer as well with the moon here. I'm getting strong Piscean energy. So it's like, despite my fears, fear doesn't stop me. The Queen of Wands is very brassy too. She's going to say the ballsy-ish things. But she has a big, big heart here, big heart, and does what's best for the good of humanity, because she isn't driven by like fears. She isn't driven by, oh, what are people going to think of me or see me? No. And so this is why she's always magnetizing towards her and manifesting towards her great blessings and abundant things here, because she doesn't give in to bouts of fear or uncertainty. She's very confident. There is no uncertainty. I'm not uncertain about anything. Even when there is nothing to be certain about, I don't feed that lack of clarity. I'm always sort of clear about what I want and what I'm fighting for and what I'm doing and saying. Okay, they also see you highly attractive here with this Queen of Wands energy. Getting shit done. Okay, so 9 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, my soul is dying here. The 4 of Pentacles. I got to let go of my security and my comfort zone because it's killing my soul. I'm not emotionally deeply fulfilled here as long as I hang on to the safety zone. It's like I got to do what everyone wants me to do. And so my stability could get rocked here if I act like you. But I want to be like you, and maybe I say that I'm like you, and I don't want you to see that I'm not. Okay, Page of Pentacles. So there's a youthfulness here, but this is all about being able to explore that potential. And the only way to explore the potential would be to let go of the comfort zone. Plus the 4 plus the 1 is 5. So to get out of 4, we have to welcome 5. 5 would mean change. It could be conflict. So this person seems like they don't want conflict. They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to go through challenge. They just sort of want to be on the other side. But it's like, no, you got to confront what you need to confront here in order to explore and welcome it. But we do see this for in the sideways position. Because like I said, there was like this Fred Flintstone hat that the rocks already fell. It's like, how long can I be miserable here? In this 9 of Cups in reverse is not emotionally fulfilling to me. Unless I go explore, and trust here to explore where my inner child is calling me. 3 of Cups. So soul tribe, this is being welcomed, celebrated, seen for who I truly am, and celebrated for who I truly am. Because when we pretend, when we pretend to be something in order to fit in, to not rock the boat, to maintain the status quo, to do what everyone expects of us, and we are loved and celebrated and honored and respected, it still doesn't feel good, because it's like, well, I'm honored and respected for all these things I'm really not. But when I am myself, when I'm a rebel, when I'm like the Wild Wild West, when I'm singing my own independent, wild song here, if I'm loved and celebrated and honored and respected, then I truly feel like my soul is being heard and I feel loved, and this is what they want. So they see you as having a community that loves you, respects you, honors you. And it's like, you might have had to create this community yourself by being yourself. Okay, but the Queen of Wands also does wear a mask of ego. And we were getting heavy ego in this pile. And so I feel like this person has a mask they wear, an ego that they have that won't allow them to move beyond fear and comfort zone, to do the truthful thing that they feel in their soul. And this is debilitating for this person to be around you when they feel like a fraud or a phony here. 7 of Cups in reverse, it's limiting their options. And then the 10 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so I'm getting all the options in life open up, possibilities, infinite amount of possibilities and options open up for us when we allow ourselves not to give in to, but I'll be judged, but what will others say? I got to keep this stability here because I have a lack mindset of what could go wrong and what might go wrong. And so I cling to that in which I already know that feels safe and secure at the expense of, like I said, the soul thing. And so now I'm closing all the opportunities, but it's like I can dream. This is looking to the outside, like dream, because you live this you could do whatever here. They really feel doors open up for you. It's like, if I want to do that, I do that. If I want to do that, I do that. It's like endless possibilities. You can explore forever because you're not capped. And so there's a big fantasy life, fantasy. You have the dream life here with everything at your fingertips. And in order for me to do that, I would have to go through a whole bunch of burden that I'm not willing to do. We project what it would look like. Oh, wow, to argue and to go through this and to have to do that. It's just too heavy. And so I just don't do it. I just don't even do it. I don't have the support, these types of people that make a reason. But my situation is different. There's more unknown variables here. There's my circumstance won't allow this, whatever the reason. But I'm sure for you to be able to speak your truth and do your own thing, you are also having to surrender to the truth, despite what someone might say or project onto you. And it's like, this person is just like, whoa, it'd be too much for me to have to, throw caution to the wind, or I don't know, get thrown into the frying pan here, and then the protection here, because they're choosing to protect the part of self that would feel unstable or rocked here if they were to allow their inner child to explore what they truly feel they would want to, but it comes at an expense. Judgment, which we were also feeling with the twos. And so this is all about awakening to the truth and seeing beyond fears and illusions, that the great truth trumps all of that. But it still doesn't mean that this person does it, so it feels even more cowardly. It's like, I see it, I see it. And so this could mean why this person feels awkward around you. It's like, because I can see and understand what it really means to stand in integrity and truth and honesty. And even knowing what I know makes it even worse, because if I didn't know, and then it's like, I can't blame what I don't know and my ignorance, but I can't blame ignorance here. It's just, I'm not doing it. 3 swords. So my soul is hurt here, Yeah, 3 swords. So this could be feeling separate from the ones we love. Okay, someone's words, actions, intentions created disharmony, pain, heartache. Swords are about thoughts. And so I feel like there's a lot of my own thought process in regards to what others might think when I say or do or act in certain ways that could create suffering for me. And so I want to maybe keep the peace rather than allow, like the community to know the truth, because I'd have to experience them seeing me for who I truly am. And then there would be loss here, or I'd have to go through this. I don't want to go through this, but at the same time, it's like I sit in this 3 swords because I'm not sitting in truth and integrity. So either which way, it's like, choose your evil, choose your poison here, death by a million paper cuts, doing what everyone else wants me to, sitting in the 3 swords, or rip the Band-Aid off and everyone's like, oh, you mean that you don't want to be a doctor? No, I want to sit in a van down by the river, or whatever this thing is here. Okay, so I feel like let's just close out this reading with the final message, because I do feel like there might be something more here. So, Spirit, thank you so much for this message and for allowing me to channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. What does pile 1 need to know about this person and how they're seeing pile 1 specifically, that pile 1 might have on their mind that we can answer to close out this reading? Anything I've missed, Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Yeah, and remember I was getting Frankenstein from the green skin here, and we saw the heart. It's like, well, Frankenstein needed the hearts, and so they're like living without the heart, you know. So in order to just keep moving, like ticking off boxes, or like upkeep some sort of structure facade here. And it's like this person's just out in the wild playing a saxophone. Like, when do you see that? Like, I just go, I play my saxophone. I'm in nature, in the wild. I got called to play it. And, you know, again, Wild West energy. So let's see. Spirit for pile number 1's person. What is it that I might be missing here? And pile 1 might have a question regarding this person. But what do we need to know about this? Fill that like that. Like that. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good to close out this reading. Please protect me and the viewer and this connection as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. Thank you so much, Spirit. What am I missing here? All right. 2 Pentacles. Sun in reverse. Again, Leo energy. Yeah, it's like this. Well, let me cover this up because I want to hold this up. When we are 2 Pentacles, we can't get pointed and sold, you know, on a path here. It's like, whoa, so we're waffling. It's cowardly sort of energy, but it's like I don't have the backup or the resource, and then I'm like 1 toe in, 1 toe out. So it's like I could waffle at any moment. When the going gets tough, I now go there. I go there. It's like juggling. It's juggling. It's not with conviction here, you know. I'm not clear in my convictions here. I've got my foot in 2 worlds. Pretending to be or wanting to be or saying it means lots to me, but then the truth is I act in a different way. And I feel they don't have the support or they don't have the thing they need. And it's like, yeah, but it's not a physical thing you need. Because they could say, well, if I had that already locked in, that security, then I would do it. It's like, yeah, but that's not what it is. It's not in the practical world. Then there goes my email confirming this is generated from the soul, from the trust in the divine. And that's why that spiritual energy was coming through. I need some drink because I'm choking myself. It's like the material manifest world aligns when we show the divine that we trust in its unfolding. You know, it's like, no, you have to trust in the unfolding of the divine and speak to your convictions and let the chips fall where they may. And then things manifest. But it's like, well, if I had the same, you know, opportunity or people around me or circumstances were flipped, and that's probably why we saw that. If I were in your position, then I could do that too. It's like, no, this is about character and not about who's sort of around, you know. But this is how they feel. All right. I don't know how much truth there is to that. 6 of Cups in reverse. So my childhood or my inner child calling here is being suppressed. I've always wanted to X, and I'm not following it. They just see if someone's following their dream, following your inner child, and I'm suppressing it. And every day I sort of sit with that knowing that I can't, I didn't, it's not happening for me. And I stay stuck there in a memory of something that I could have and I didn't. All right. 6 of Wands. So success. If I knew I'd have victory here, then I'd do it. But again, it's like, what would people say? I want to be celebrated, seen. Again, 3 Cups. So they're trading acceptance and image, validation, and approval. And it's like, I don't know that my childhood dream or living in my authentic self of what I truly want would have those people appreciate me. And so they could be in a high position right now, even, you know, it's like I would go, yeah, this is also coming through. I would go from where I am now, so they think, whether this is true or not, from a position of being revered, honored, respected, and a high position to that of being judged and less than, you know. It's like, well, I don't want to go down in status. Okay, well then miss out on your truth here. because they really want that. That's an ego thing, again, with the sun that keeps coming out, that's the ego thing, but suppressing the childhood vision dream. Oh, there's the devil. So yeah, we ain't surprised to see devils, because that is a mindset. That is the chains that hold us back. Okay, Capricorn energy here, Leo energy. So it's like, I'm held back. Again, the 3 swords we saw, my mind, my story, and the image keeps me there, even though emotionally I'm suppressed and my happiness and my inner child is silenced. Yeah, inner child silenced. Okay, and it feels really to me like following our childhood dream of singing, dancing, running wild, but it's just the truth of who we are inside. The truth of who I am inside, I can't be, because fill in the blank. Queen of Swords in reverse. Page of Wands in reverse, again, suppressed child stuff, like crazy. This could be inner child, inner child, inner child, inner child. Okay, but remember I said, like, to claim it, to be strong about our conviction, to stand behind what we mean. Like, the Queen of Swords is going to mean what she says what she means, do what she says. Like, there's no not doing it. This person's waffling. So it gives them a lack of clarity. It gives them a lack of direction. It doesn't make them integral at all when they speak and when they take action. It's very cloudy with the moon, but they see that you're not. You go right through the moon with your Queen of Wands energy. And 2 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, sitting there waffling, So other people make decisions for me, because the 2 of Swords, okay, is stalemate here. And it's like, we got to choose, and it's like this world or that world, and 2 truths do coincide, but I got to kind of choose my truth. And so I don't do anything here. Sometimes it could be even cowardly, because I'm not picking a side and I fence it. And then when I do this too long, that is a decision, and others make decision, or the universe makes a decision for me. It's like I sat too long, the world turned, and here I didn't make any decision. Okay, well, then you missed the boat. Something about missing the boat. And now I look back, dreaming of what I coulda, shoulda, woulda, Okay. And the 8 of Cups in reverse. I'm emotionally miserable, not satisfied, feeling like I missed out, staying in a stuck situation, feeling like I have a reason that I must be there, which is untrue, by the way, but they believe it. Like I said, something in their world. Oh, but you have the supporter, but you, whatever, fill in the blank, but no, it's just a mindset. It's just an illusion. It's just something we tell ourselves. And then we continue to be emotionally dissatisfied and stay there supporting that and selling our soul to the devil. But at least no one's arguing with me, but at least they see me as the victor. At least everyone says I'm the good guy. At least everyone's seeing me as successful. But if I were to do this thing, what if it fails? What if I go painting and no one buys my art? What if I go speak about the LGBTQ and then they're like, whoa, what does that mean? You're going against society, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, they're doing the opposite of what their soul is calling them to do, whatever this thing is, And they're the only ones that sit with this consequence. And the longer they sit here, then it's like the more they feel like they betrayed themselves, is what it seems like. And the less clarity they have. Like, it seems like someone who lacks clarity feels really weighed down by their community and their world. And on the surface, they're looking in a certain way and saying, well, at least I don't have that, Okay, and then go sit with the surface stuff here. Because the process would require an ego death, would require the truth, would require that judgment. And so they know, because the judgment was in the upright. They know and they understand, but it's like another thing to do the thing, But maybe it's like contemplating this thing, like, can I? Is it within me? Am I capable of this thing? And then not doing anything. So pile number 1, this is your reading. Let me know in the comments. That was an interesting reading. I love you guys very much, and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye-bye. Gorgeous angel, pile number 2. You guys picked the gift, number 14. So there's lots coming through with this card, but we do have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at these, and my question to the divine was in regards to the person on your mind, person you came here about, and how is this person seeing you that might be getting in the way of this person interacting with you, or maybe they have a misconception of you, or they don't understand something in regards to you, or find a challenge about you. So this could be one aspect, Okay, this could be completely out to lunch. Like I said, it's their perspective. Okay, so whether it's objectively true or not is not necessarily the truth here, because this is coming from their perspective. All right, so let's take a look at what this is about. I do suggest you sit through the card layout, which you'll come up with. You'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is indeed your pile. Okay, and it could certainly come reversed, meaning that this is how you see your person and the challenge you see with your person getting in your way of engagement with this person. Okay, so it's funny when I see the gift, it's like, I'm the prize, but I wasn't seeing it like that. I just thought like a lot of people would choose this pile, because it's like, well, they see me as a gift, but and in this case, I am getting a lot of yesterday's reading. Okay, if you didn't see it, that's fine, but I'm getting 14 here. Okay, but I was getting devil, even though I know 14 isn't devil. I was getting the devil. And the reason why is because in yesterday's reading, it was almost like I feel like devilly, and I see you as sort of the gift, was kind of what's coming through here. But this is about the challenge, so I don't know. Okay, but we'll see. And it'll become clear as we pull through this whole thing. But we do have 5, and 5s are all about conflict, loss, change, rebuild. But 14 is temperance, which is balanced, healing. Okay, so we'll see what comes through. But we got Taurus and Sagittarius energy pulling through. Let's take a look. So we have disgusted. All right. I don't know what this little thing is. It almost looks like a little ant, but I don't think it is. Let's see. Just a little scribble here. Okay, so we have distractions, 114. So another 14. Okay, but 114. So that's number 6. So 6 is that devil. Remember I was telling you I felt devil. Okay, but 6 is also lover. So there's that, again, that what's it called? The polarity here. Okay, lovers, devil. So distraction, being pulled away from what truly matters, avoidance, resistance to truth, fear of growth. Interesting. So we have some Capricorn energy pulling through and some Gemini. And then we have exit with get out, 29, or the number 11. 11 is a highly spiritual number. Okay, master number, divine inspiration, synchronicity, the encouragement to keep going. Exit, it says time to move on, endings and closures, freedom and release, relief and escape, birth and choices. Fascinating, choices. Okay, this energy is coming through very strong. We see this rope and it's all knotted up. It's kind of giving me devilly energy. Okay, tied in knots here. And then we have this child with the stripy shirt. I'll be reading it intuitively. Oh, there goes my email. Sorry, guys. If it makes another noise, I'll have to pause. Okay. Lots of green and red. So green is heart chakra. Red is the root chakra. I am being really called to yesterday's reading here with this dichotomy of energy. The heart, love, temperance, and then the devil, the root chakra, and all this other stuff here. Okay. Then we have 5 and 1. 5 people standing and 1 person sort of ousted here. Okay. And then we have self-forgetfulness, 45 and 9. So it's a self-cancellation, compromise, adaptation, concession, self-neglect, forget your needs. Type 9, the peacemaker, instinctive center between forgetting and asserting oneself. Fixation, ego level with the solar plexus. So here we have 9, which is Virgo and Cancer energy. And then we have this person, and she's wearing a hat. And it looks like she also has a choker on. Okay, interesting. And then we have this one ball, and it's sort of bursting out into 4 smaller balls, almost like it's breaking out or exploding into smaller bits. the core. And then we have these breakoffs happening independently. Okay. And then we have this picture of these people, and they're all holding hands around this tree trunk. And they're all looking up. Okay. And we have 31 and another number 4 here. 4. Venus and Jupiter. So Venus is the planet of love. Okay. Jupiter is that of expansion. But Venus and Jupiter in the shadow could definitely be superficial in some capacity. So 31 and 4. Okay, let me, and sorry, Venus is Taurus, Libra. Jupiter is a ruling planet for Sagittarius, Pisces. So let me tap into this energy, okay? And you guys can go, or should I put this click straight away on the channeled message while I sit here with this energy and make sense of this stuff? Okay, beautiful angels. This will become clear as I peel it back, but a lot of it is already clear, okay? Like I say, it could be the way you're seeing your person, okay? It could be flipped here. I don't control that, but apply the energy as you see fit, okay? And let's begin. So for signs, we're getting Sagittarius and some Virgo, Cancer, Aries, Scorpio, and Capricorn. Okay, but Sagittarius, Capricorn coming through very strong. I don't know if I said Taurus as well, but there is some Taurus here. Okay. Yeah, and some Libra. Okay. Sagittarius, Pisces. Sorry, but mostly Capricorn and some Sagittarius energy. So where do I begin with this? I feel this person, because this is about how they see you, okay, in a way here that's creating a challenge for them. I think your goodness is creating a challenge for this person because you seem to be all encompassing in a way here that is inclusive. It's like you know how to work with people, according to this person, okay? You know how to be welcomed. You know how to engage with people. You know how to make things work. You know how to fit in and belong. And this person's like seeing the truth of who they are. And I think it makes them not feel good about themselves. Like there's something that's coming through as disgusted, you know, but I think it's like a projection of themselves that says, wow, like if we always believe that we had some issue, and I think this person thought they had an issue, I'm misunderstood. Other people don't get me. I'm neglected. I'm ousted. I'm, you know, it's like a victim story, victim story. And it's been my experience. People don't get me. I'm removed. I'm ousted. I'm not one of them. They just don't see me or get me. And then all of a sudden there's like you and your big heart here. And it could be that you also are very unique and have a certain thing that people could, you know, also not like, or something that you can't change about yourself, okay? This is coming through, and this is just a metaphor, okay? But this person has a gap in their teeth, okay? And not that there's anything wrong with it at all, but it's like it could be like our you know, like what's it called? Like people would recognize us for it and not necessarily see it as bad, but like if we were to look at the standard of people's teeth, it's like straight and no gaps and, you know, but it's like whatever you cannot change about yourself is being accepted by society and others, and you're able to work with your disabilities, okay? But this person might have used it as a crutch here, because what I really feel is that this person likes you. and they do see you as a good person. And I think if you do watch yesterday's reading, it's like you understand me. You aren't like everybody else here, but yet somehow you are also welcomed by everybody else. And so that must mean that I have to look at myself, that I have a story that I'm hanging on to that's keeping me tied in knots about why I'm unworkable and why I do what I do here. Because I feel this person uses, like I said yesterday, because it keeps coming through, is like distraction, avoidance, addiction, their crutch. And so I don't experience the world. And I make the reasoning and the excuse that I must protect myself or that I am this way because of XYZ. And therefore that's what I do. But now the reality is out. And so what's challenging for this person is like, I got to look at this thing. So around you, it's evident to me and possibly even to you, even though I don't think you make this person outrightly feel bad about it. It's like you make it evident to me that I'm the one who has an ability to break free from this victim mindset, to leave certain habits, patterns, and stories behind that have been my reason for doing what I do here. And so now I look at myself and I feel disgusted in my attitude, my beliefs of saying people are just this way and projecting it to be that it's other people's issues, nothing to do with me in some way here, but you're like highlighting this thing and bringing this to the surface because this person sees you as somebody here who is loved and also who is coming forward truthfully and authentically. It's not like you have to be anybody other than you. It feels very pure. It feels very in a way here that's exposed in many different ways. And it's like, and maybe some people don't get along with you. Maybe some people don't like you. They're not saying everybody loves you so much, but it's like one thing is certain, whether they like you or hate you, it's like you're being yourself and you love yourself and you're able to show yourself and you're able to stand in self in a way here. And also they might know that you've also been through challenge or struggle. And so this might be why this person is saying, shame on me to say my challenge or my struggle is any different than yours, because I do feel like you also might have experienced something similar. We also went through similar things, but instead of rolling over here and maybe getting lost in distraction and getting stuck and using this as a crutch, it's like, no, I branched out, or I moved beyond this, or I was able to transmute this energy into making something different of myself here, because I feel like there's an expansive energy with Jupiter in this blob that's like exploding, it's like I got bigger because of it, because of the challenge. I pushed myself. I was seeing more, rather than contracting. And this person seems like they gave into, I'll just shut myself out. It seems almost like I removed myself from dating or society or being seen because of my disability or my challenged self. And so we went about it two different ways. And now you're welcomed, you're appreciated, you're supported. You pull strength from others and others pull strength from you. And so you might have a good network of people, or just there's something this person finds it difficult to do. And it's like, wow, like that's true strength. And so things I can't do, because there's something about if they've always wanted to sort of do it themselves, and certain things you can't really necessarily do alone here, and it's like, I don't need that anyway. I'll just manage alone. It's like, yeah, but certain things here do require you to engage because the result might be more strength, might be accomplishing more, And so this is coming from your purest heart, where there's an acceptance here of all that is. It's like, I accept all that is. The good, the bad, the ugly. I don't mask it up. And I also don't, it doesn't shut me down. It doesn't make me a recluse. It doesn't make me feel like I have to run away or be, like neglected or without. And so I do feel like there is, something about them being feeling selfish, you make me feel selfish in this energy. And it is because it's taking and keeping. When I remove myself, I'm selfish. I'm not sharing with the world. And it's like this forget your needs is almost you saying like, I know that I might also be rejected or experience being laughed at or all of those things. But I got to put it aside in order to explore what is good, because there on the other side, there's also acceptance, there's also love, there's also support, there's also all of this other stuff. And so you kind of have to put yourself there and and it's like other people's judgments and other people's projections don't weigh in on your self-worth and your self-value, and just to experience it might makes this person feel awkward. It's like, I don't want to feel rejected, I don't want to feel seen in that way because I can't handle criticism, or I can't handle that, especially someone who uses a lot of distraction. It's like, I can't handle the real world. This is what it seems like. And so this does feel like someone who is shut out, removing themselves, only going when they know it's safe, when they'll be approved and accepted, where no one can see their defaults or faults, And I feel like this person could have been numbing themselves in regards to an experience that hurt them, rather than embracing and being expansive and transmuting the energy and moving beyond. I shut down, I limited myself, and then I made certain decisions that restricted me rather than made me grow, rather than pushed me out. And so this gift here is like, it's like a, if you want to call it a catch-22, right? Because it's like, how can I say love and someone authentic is not good? That's a gift. Pure love, unconditional love, being one's authentic self, putting one's out there, being selfless, putting my own needs aside, whether needs as in like, that's maybe the wrong word, but needs as in like, like I don't want to be condemned, judged, or made fun of, but it's like my own fear of that isn't going to get in the way of me exposing myself or engaging myself. And so the reward is greater on the other side. And I feel like this is a true gift. And so they see this. But in the same token, it's like, it makes me have to deal with the truth. And when I deal with the truth, it hurts me, because I would rather deal with the lie, because it made me feel safe. It didn't make me have to deal with the thing. So I feel like you're making this person have to integrate their shadow. The shadow that was driving a lot of this person's actions, because they were driven by subconscious actions, especially if they were in distraction, whatever this looks like. I play video games all day. I drink all day. I party all day. I don't look at the truth all day. I remove myself. I tell myself the same story, and then I get stuck, and it trips me up here and keeps me bound. And it's like, okay, well, then you get what you get. But it's like, no, but now I experience this beautiful thing here. It feels nice to be welcome. It feels nice to be a part of community. It feels nice to be seen and involved in some way here, So it's awkward to put ourselves in a position where we've been in denial for so long, and we're being called to be honest with ourselves, And so this is what they're challenged by. It's like, whoa, every time I think of your energy, it reflects back to me my own inability to be honest. So let's see. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. I am getting, hearing a couple things. So someone might like their color blue. Okay. Color blue. Or maybe they have blue eyes, something about their eyes, maybe being light, could be green, but I'm seeing blue. Okay, let's see. Spirit's clear and concise message. Like, I feel like this person was picked on as a child, or just like made fun of, And I feel like there's maybe a shyness, an inability to work with people. I don't let myself be seen. This person might have a hard time like looking people in the eyes. And it's like something about your confidence. Like, you can look people square in the eye. Magician, Virgo, Gemini energy. So what am I missing here in regards to pile number 2, person on their mind, and what it is that they're seeing in pile 2 that's making them feel challenged? What is it about pile 2 and how they're seeing pile 2 that's challenging pile 2's person, that they are letting get in the way of connecting with pile 2? So we have Magician, we have 9 Cups, we have Judgment. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. Okay. 4 Wands. And then the 6 of Cups in reverse. This came out in pile 1, and this came out in pile 1, and this came out in pile 1. Interesting. So 4 Wands, 1111. Some of you guys might resonate with the twin flame journey. Okay, this comes through as that for confirmation for those who do resonate. But this is community. And remember, I was seeing it with this card. I don't know if I said it throughout the channel here, but I did in the layout. It's like a community of people. There goes my email confirming that support. You know, this is balance union. I'm also getting temperance energy from this, which we were getting from this. Okay, so it's like a balanced here integration. This is masculine, feminine integration. So a lot of shadow integration that this person's being called to work through in order to accept themselves, to find some form of balance here, because they're being called to see great truth here. And what they manifest, you know, is going to be a result of their own thoughts and their own energy. And so if I'm distracted, if I'm acting a certain way and taking and keeping, then what I manifest is that experience. But if I'm expansive, if I'm in my heart space, if I'm wanting to bless those and give of love, then I manifest differently. Then I could be emotionally satisfied. Okay, let's see. So we have the Knight of Swords and then the 5 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, confronting the loss and the sad story of what happened to me. You know, if I sat there saying, well, world unfair and I've got this and that, and we're sitting 5 cups. And meanwhile, the world is still ticking here. There's more positive things going on here that we could focus on, despite that this story maybe did happen to us. Maybe we did have a big loss, you know, some loss we had, some experience we mourned. There was a death, there was a breakup, there was abuse, there was something that made us feel sad, bad, or for however long. It's like we must confront and deal with this thing if we want to truly be emotionally satisfied and balanced and welcomed. And, you know, something about the childhood here with this in reverse. It's like I let my childhood sad stories get in the way, you know, where I blame my society or my parents or my upbringing or what happened to me, or, you know, or a bad relationship, a bad marriage, something here. And it was my crutch. It's just like, no one gets me. No one sees me. And now I just sort of, again, like, this is what keeps me happy and safe, because I do feel something about self here, because the Magician is one that is very self-focused. The same with the 9 Cups here. And so it's like, I didn't know the value of community and coming together and the support of community, because I had to just protect my own sort of surroundings here. And so I ousted people. But now you're making me see the value of community, of helping others and allowing beautiful love in my heart, rather than being so narrow here, you know, because of this pain story. 7 Pentacles, how we invest. And yeah, the 3 of Swords in reverse and the Judgment. So it's the same, you know, it's like, in order for me to be able to really enjoy my life and truly open my heart, expansive, and be giving and blessed and experience abundance like it's meant to experience, I have to admit certain things here. I have to look at pains of the past, because I've been feeding energy towards one sort of direction, which has been distraction, which has been upkeeping the story, which has been one sort of way. And it is a selfish sort of energy, like I said, because it's self-preserving. And so this is what I manifested, more of that. But it's tiring, it's exhausting. I'm on my own. I feel like, you know, like I'm not getting help, I'm not seen. And it's like I must confront the truth. And so this connection is making me confront the truth about my childhood, or about the memories that kept me stuck, or kept me feeling like I kept reminiscing on what didn't work here, or what was the loss here. And so I couldn't build a new community. I couldn't come together. And so this person does feel, like I keep saying, the same, like pile number 2 of yesterday's reading. I think it was pile 2. Because it does seem to me, it's like this would be somebody who wasn't wanting to share or come together or ground something or build something new or commit to something new or to enter into something new. It's like they're living in the past victim story, justifying why they have to do what they do, even though it's not getting anywhere or producing anything. But how they seen it skewed is like, no, it's producing happiness for me in some way. But it's like, no, are you sure? It's just protecting yourself here. And I feel it was a protection of self, and so it was reactionary. And I felt more in control this way. It's like I could control who would come in and out, and it feels safer to me than being exposed. That's a victim story. And you're making me feel like awkward about having to admit this truth to myself, that I've been more self-focused, maybe been more selfish, maybe that my manifestations have been more in line with me investing in things that haven't produced for me, and that I haven't healed the thing, and that does sit in my hands, and that I have been dwelling over the pains of the past and the losses of the past, and that I'm needing to confront all this stuff. Yeah, that I've been lying, like I said, some in denial, and also it's been getting in the way of me taking action on truth and moving in a clear direction. And so this person could have kept things all very foggy, very cloudy, and it's more of not an intention, I want to keep you in the fog, but it's like, because I'm in the fog of the past, because the past doesn't exist no more. It only exists if we keep reliving it and bringing it into the present. I keep thinking about it. I keep getting stuck about it. I keep thinking this is the reason I can't. And I keep reliving and hashing it, what didn't work and why it was bad and woe is me. It's like I can't get pointed. I can't move in truth. I can't move beyond this thing and get clear and claim the truth and build something here, because I'm stuck in the past, in denial, because the great truth would hurt me. Because when I look at the great truth and I got to sit with the great truth and be honest about the great truth, what that means is processing this. And so I've been trying to avoid processing, because it's like this. Avoid. It's easier to blame. So I think this person is hasn't healed their 3 swords. They were prolonging this as long as they could. And I don't care if it was decades, years, because I'm numbing myself. And this feels better. Immediate gratification, numbing myself, and at the expense of blocking myself out, avoiding fear of growth, fear of change, resistance to the truth, resisting the truth. And now it's like you're making me have to confront this, and I have to get out. I can't stay in this victim mindset. I have to release the past. I have to have a rebirth here, and the choice is mine. The choice has always been mine. And it's heavy and fearful for me to, one, accept that is true, but there's no more ability to lie to myself, because I feel like you see this person clearly for who they are. And it's like an energy here that doesn't want to stay in illusion if they actually see the truth, because who would, No one's going to want to consciously stay in illusion if they could see a greater truth. And this is, I see and understand now a greater truth, that I haven't been honest, and that I'm needing to heal this thing. And that the only way to heal is through. And to get through, I must confront it. Otherwise, I am at a loss, and nothing fruitful is going to manifest for me. And so this could be the experience disappointment here in this connection, because it's like nothing is going to come together with me in pile number 2. I can't invest in pile 2 or build the thing or in my future world if I don't now aim my nose or my focus towards building, towards what will be fruitful, towards what will be grounded, what will be healed with all of this temperance energy. It's like the healing, the balance, the shadow integration, showing up for other rather than just selfishly showing up for myself, even if that is just blocking myself from the world. I'm surprised we didn't see hermit energy here. Ace of Cups, yeah. So blocking oneself from a new beginning. And like I said for yesterday's reading, it's like I won't experience new love. I can't experience a new beginning. I'm blocked here as long as I'm stuck in the past, blaming my circumstances, and I'm not seeing my own self-worth and self-value because I'm like an empty cup here that keeps pulling from the victim story and the lack mindset rather than an overflowing cup ready to give, ready to be the other cup, ready to explore this new beginning. It's like I'm ashamed. So this person could have lots of shame, lots of guilt, and we don't want to sit with again shame and guilt, especially when it comes to how was I um, like, how was I feeding that, It's like a great truth we have to confront, because like one thing for us to be a victim of circumstance and at a loss, but another to sit there playing victim and miss out on opportunity and then choose to distract ourselves and numb ourselves and avoid the growth and the truth. I think this person's understanding I've been avoiding for too long, and it hasn't resulted in anything. In fact, it could be that it resulted in a loss with you and this person, and that their selfishness gets highlighted. And so we'd like to, hang out with people who keep our illusions going because it feels safe and secure. But it's like, no, with pile number 2, all is exposed and I must deal with this, whether you're calling them out or not. I don't think so. I think it's a true gift here for this person to actually see and deal with this truth. And so you're a blessing to this person in order to heal something that's really needing to get looked at. And no one needs to do anything, but it's like this, or we're numb, or we're living in distraction, or we're blocking ourselves out from community and experience here. Okay, so pile number 2, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I love you very much, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. You guys picked coping with the number 9. And so I asked Spirit for an answer in regards to the person on your mind and how this person is seeing you in regards to the biggest challenge they might be having with you. Okay, like what's getting in their way of maybe bonding, connecting, maybe they have a misunderstanding or something that's challenging to this person. That's coming from their perspective, of course, so it could be far from objective truth. So it could be triggering, okay? I do ask you to use your intuition, which you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is the right pile for you. I've not looked at these cards, okay, but we will lay these cards out. And so I do ask you sit through the card layout so that you can tap into your intuition to see whether this is your pile or not, okay? This could be one aspect of you that pulls through here. It might not necessarily be how the person sees you overall, okay? So there's many aspects. We're not just one-dimensional, two-dimensional beings. We have lots of aspects, okay? So this could be just one sort of regard, and it could come flipped. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm getting with the 9 here, Virgo, Cancer energy, okay? But let's see, because I'm not getting a whole lot here from this coping energy. I just heard putting up with me. So are you putting up with this person? Okay, that's interesting. Confused. We are putting up with this person's confusing ways. Okay, pit stop. 31, a necessary pause, a need to rest and recover, self-care and healing, strategic pause, community help. So 31 and 4. Okay, and then we have sleeper threat 211, 211, appears harmless or passive, but has hidden strength or impact people don't see coming. Oh my goodness, and look at this sword laying on the bed. Okay, and then we have overbearing parent 234, 234. So it's another 9 here. Is it? Yes. So 99 is a master number, being the change you wish to see and helping humanity to release what no longer works. Okay, so controlling, boundary crossing, and emotionally manipulative, often disguised as love or protection. Okay, interesting. There is an energy already coming through with this. We have these two people. It almost looks like they're doing a seance of sorts. They're holding hands, but they're It looks like, I don't know, this doesn't look like a Ouija board. What is this? I don't know. Just going for dinner, holding hands. See the blue and the pink, masculine, feminine. This is the confused sort of energy here. Okay, and then we have this oracle card. This is someone drawn in pencil crayon. Okay, and then we have these 6 people. Looks like they're waiting in a line here. Okay, and then we have submission, 17 and 8, basic fear, ego level, powerlessness, enslavement, fragility, weakness, subjugation, and dependency. Type 8, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. Okay, so we have some Leo and some Aquarius energy with this 8. And we also have Aries, Scorpio with this 4. I don't know if I mentioned that. But we have this oracle card, someone with glasses on. Is he wearing a fur coat? It looked like it was fur. Maybe not. Blue eyes, glasses. Okay. And then we have this oracle card. Lots of people pulled through this pile. It's very hard to get it into focus here. And then we have this oracle card as well. Blue hair. I don't know. What's with these people and their necks? This person has no neck. This person's neck is very thick. Just an observation. All right. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. And then we have this ball. And so we have up arrow, down arrow, up arrow, down arrow, up arrow. I'm getting that Nintendo cheat code. What is it? Up, down, left, right, A, B, A, B. Oh my gosh, I'm totally nerding out on you guys. So this one has a shield. And look, the only, like the ones going up are blocked, the ones going down are open. So nothing can get here, but it's going to one side. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then we have this waterfall. So waterfall is also coming down. Look at the little lizard here. Is that a lizard? And a little birdie. Birds are about communication. Okay, and then we have Moon and Jupiter with the number 14. So Moon is Cancer. Jupiter is a ruling planet for Sagittarius, Pisces. Okay, so 14. Yeah, we have some Taurus and Sagittarius energy. All right, let me shift these because this one is going to be an interesting channel. You guys can skip ahead while I try to make sense of this cluster beep. Let me move it over some. And I do need my drink because all right. Okay, pile number 3. We're going to definitely need some tarot here for this pile because, oh, my rating got wiped off because there's a lot missing here for me. A lot missing. but there's some things that are clear so far. And so we'll read those and see how this unfolds here. Okay, but for signs, we have Virgo, Cancer, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Aries. And I don't know if I said Sagittarius and Taurus. Okay. So I feel like this person is trying to see if this is how, because sometimes the energy comes flipped, okay? But I'm going to try to read it in a way here that makes sense to you or to the bulk of the people here. This person is seeing their own presence as something that is challenging to you, okay? You could flip it if it's the other way around. It's like, I'm challenging to pile 3 because I'm coming to pile 3 with a whole bunch of energy that's not necessarily empowering pile 3. Pile 3 is putting up with a lot of my unruliness here. And then I'm also trying to get away with. Now, I don't think they're saying I am getting away with this and pile 3 doesn't know. It's like how they think that you are putting up with them and that they're like showing up in a way that's trying to like also be your friend or supportive in some way, or that they are also benefiting you in some way, however that way is, either giving you affection or giving you a job or giving you love, whatever they're able to give to you. And it could be that they don't give, but they lure you in some way. But there's a lot that they feel they're coming to you with heavy, more negative than positive. And why is this bad? Bad, meaning how they're seeing you and saying it's getting in their way, is because their true nature is sort of being exposed and revealed to them. It's like, man, I am they're projecting, I am like a shit person here, like my truest nature is exposed here when I deal with pile number 3. And I also feel like this person, I feel this person is lost, if I have to be honest, with the energy that pulls through here. And so being around you, it makes me understand and see how really lost I am. And I'm like somebody here who wants to unload what I choose to unload and be very selective of what I open myself up to. In fact, I don't feel this person opens themselves up too much. I feel like this person also doesn't go out of their way for anyone but themselves. It's like this very selfish energy that comes through here, protect myself at all costs, take what I can get, offload onto you all the things here. And so there is with this coping, it's like you are putting up with my bullshit. You're submitting to this way. You're subjugating yourself to this way of how I am. And to me, it makes me feel even worse, because what this is doing is like mirroring to me is like the truth of this way I'm being. Now, this isn't the truth of who this person is. This is how this person is engaged when they don't know who they are, when they haven't done any work to see who they truly are. They're not somebody who truly in their essence is I was going to say an abuser in some way, Now, this doesn't have to be a physical, emotional abuser by the social definition of it, but as in like somebody who is creating conflict upon another here and is keeping that going because they're allowed to. And so their internal truest self, it has a desire here to say, stop me. you know? Like, of course, if we could get what we want, we wouldn't want anyone to stop it as superficially, but underneath it, we'd want someone to put us in our place. This is what it seems like. It's like, put me in my place, stand up for yourself. I need to heal this about me. I don't know how. It's out of control. And you're just sort of ramping this up, and it becomes very evident to me, this part of myself here. I could see it clearly, more clearly than maybe with others. It's like this person would not put their neck on the line for anyone, but themselves here. And it's like the way you are is reflecting this thing back to me. But I don't think that you're coming through as healed either here, and there might be an understanding of this. It's like you have something about you that allows me to be like this. This is what really comes through. So how do they see you? They see you as someone who could be easily swayed, who they could easily manipulate, who they could get their way, who they could do what they want. Like, this is the energy, that comes through here. So it's like, and at the same time, it's like you're unsure because they're keeping you in some sort of state of lack of clarity and confusion, because they might pepper in some form of, I don't know, like what it is, or maybe it's so inconsistent here that you don't know, whether they're coming or going or who's going to present themselves. Because I feel like there's a lot of different faces that this person has worn, but it's like they are saddened within their soul of seeing the truth of who this person has been. And it almost seems like if I could get away with it, and then and do it in this way, then it's like that's what I have always been sort of doing. This person does see you as someone who is emotional, who might be wanting sort of truths and clarity from this person. And I feel like this person knows in their soul, like there's something about you that is supposed to sort of allow this person to heal this, and we can't heal others for sure at all. But there seems to be an underlying understanding that maybe they intuitively know. That's like, I was put in this position so I could see the greater truth of my actions and who I truly am meant to be by being around somebody as unhealed as pile 3, because it's coming through this way. And like I said, it could be a projection here, but if this is how they're behaving, regardless of us putting up boundaries, because I feel like maybe we don't know when to put the boundary up. And so it's sort of this willy-nilly defensive thing, emotional boundary. And then we give in or we do something. So it's not really a boundary here. It's more of a reactionary push out. I got to protect myself because you push me to the limits. Well, that's not a boundary, really. I mean, it is, but it's a form of unhealed boundary. And so there's something about maybe you've even like blocked this person, or you've told this person like off, but there's something still unhealed about this thing because it still hasn't been dealt with and healed. And so there's something here that does pull through, is like the masculine feminine balance of self that gets healed and worked through can only be done in a way of truth and going through a situation rather than avoiding pushing it out or having an expectation of a way that it should go. And then if it doesn't, sort of blocking it out. Okay. But it's a fine line here, because it's like with this coping, it's like, how much can one put up with, and how much in the dark can one be and not know one's intentions. And it's like they see it as, the more you don't know my intention, then the more control and power I'd be able to have here. This person almost sees this as like This might feel very early on in a connection where somebody is completely clueless as to who they are. And so what they're seeing is like, you're just going to be treating me like everyone else, or it's going to be the same result as everyone else. You still want what everyone else wants. Pick a number here. It's going to be an experience. It's going to be a letdown. It's going to be where I do something. And so they're just kind of really not connected to the essence of who you are. It's like you're just a stranger, and so I will do what I need to do in order to protect myself. Like I said, this person wouldn't put their neck on the line for anyone here, but I think there's a greater, deeper truth here of something that is needing to be seen and understood by this person as to why this is experiencing what it is, that there's something underlying here that will be revealed to them or seen by them or healed as a result of them being honest or looking through this. And so I feel like the story here for pile 3 is still unfolding. And the only thing that pile 3's person here is like connecting with is what has happened up until now. And what has happened up until now is sort of, I've been able to keep things very murky and hold the control. And so this person wants the control. And they also feel like, I don't know what the right word here is, but it doesn't feel good because it's at the expense of other. It's a win-lose type energy, and others don't have to lose in order for us to win. But there's like, I don't know, doing it and then look how good I am at doing this thing. And so this person might be very used to doing some certain performance, a performance in connection or relationship or whatever this type of relationship is with you and this person, situationship, whatever. It's like, I'm seen this way, and at least I know how I'm seen. At least I know what to expect when I'm like this. And it doesn't lead me down some other garden path, or it doesn't pull the wool over my eyes, or it doesn't fool me. It doesn't trick me. It's like the world out there is cruel, and get them before they get to me. This is the energy here. And so you're being seen almost like everyone else. There's nothing really special here that's standing out other than, like I said, subconsciously, there's a knowing. There's something about this situation that might be different that's calling me to address this thing, to look at this thing, to really see it. That is true. And this person cannot look away. This person is going to be pulled to this situation until this is looked at and resolved. And so they're going to keep coming around, And you might have noticed this person keep coming around. It's like, what do they want? And if you were to ask them, truly, they don't know. But their soul knows, and their soul's saying to act like this isn't going to lead you to love. To act like this is only going to push people out. To act like this isn't growing yourself spiritually. It's very much a superficial way of engagement. You can't get to know anybody here. You're going to have to put yourself out in a way here that allows yourself to work with others rather than need for control. And so this person could have experienced bad relationships, bad, hurtful things, or just not trust people at all. I've been let down. I've been betrayed. I've been cheated upon. I've been all of these things. And so now it's all about me and whatever I could do about me, And if I offload on you, that's your problem. And so this connection is all about knowing oneself, with this 9 and this hermit energy. It's like, how well do I know myself? How much of the subconscious is driving with this moon? The subconscious is what's driving here. The pain is talking. The pain body's reacting. Why I'm keeping things confusing. Lots of moon energy. It's like really the fear is making me need control. Only fear would make you need control so much so that you're acting in this sort of way. And it's like, but it makes me feel more in control. So I feel stronger. I feel more like it might go in my favor, or I might get my outcome or what I want. But what do they want then? They want control. Yeah, but is that the be all end all? What happens after I have control? I don't know, because I just end up lonely here. I end up saying, oh, I win. Okay, and then what? And then what, So I feel like this person, there's something about they experienced disappointment, and so they've adapted to that how best they can, and now they're acting in a certain way. And I feel like this person might not take in, like, it feels like they communicate. It's a one-sided communication. They're not going to understand what anyone else sort of says. This is a very heavy reading, you guys. If I'm being completely transparent in this reading here, it doesn't feel good, but it's part of the process. There's something very strong about being in control. Okay, we got Emperor energy with this 4 and this 4. Okay, so Emperor in the shadow, which with all this moon, is controlling, immature, has a hard time allowing others to, like communicate in a two-way. It's my way or the highway. Everyone else is sort of a threat or a number here. It's just about me, the shadow of the Emperor. So heavy divine masculine, heavy ego, a very heavy shadow, subconscious pain. Like, oh my goodness here, And like I'm getting, I don't know, is it Rosa Parks? It's probably not, but I'm getting that sort of, where she chose to sit in the back of the bus, and we're getting that, like, what was it? Appears harmless or passive, but has hidden strength or impact people don't see coming, because she's like, no, I'm going to not do that. I'm going to go and and stand up for my rights here. And there's something here about, controlling, boundary crossing, emotionally manipulative, disguised as love or protection in some way. And it's like, your energy is going to dictate the truth of what this person is going to see within all of this confusion and fear. So you're holding up a very powerful mirror here. Are we coping? Are we putting up with? How much of our own neck are we sort of putting out there? Because I feel like there's something about learning about one's own boundaries, healthy boundaries. This isn't, I block someone off because after hearing this reading now I feel really threatened. No, this person's magnetized to you. There's a pull here to you. This isn't just a run-of-the-mill thing, okay? If this is, then this most likely is not your reading. This feels very much, this feels very much like the universe has brought these two souls together. They're pulled together here, but it's a one-way flow right now. And it's designed like this for a reason, because if it was any other way, we wouldn't heal this thing. Okay, and this isn't to justifying victim blaming, shaming, calling people narcissists. If that's what you want, then you're unhealed and you're still in the 3D old way of how you're seeing people, They're the problem, I'm the prize, let's just move on to other things. No. Everything's a mirror of what's going on in our internal world. And so there's an internal world here for pile number 3, okay, that's showing you by this person. And when we see narcissists, when we see selfishness, when we see people overstepping boundaries, it's because there's something we're suppressed within us. And what's suppressed within us is our own voice, our own need to stand up for ourselves, be discerning, see ourselves how we truly are, deserving, worthy, This person is on the other extreme of this whole thing, where they're needing to step back, have compassion, love, and see that they could be still, they have a fear, a fear of being unseen or swept under the rug or lose their identity. It's like, I want to be this different person here, It's my way or the highway, and they just do things the way they want, and everyone else must agree and approve to it, even if it's like not in line with the great truth, but it's more for the shock factor of it, But until there's massive change that happens here, where there's like a truth that reveals itself, like, no, I will not, I will not sit in the back of the bus, I will not be whatever, but out of love, out of love for what? For not just a selfish move, not because I need to sit in the front of the bus so I could get home. It's like, no, I'm going to do this because it's going to have a ripple effect here. And so there's something about a truth that needs to be seen and understood and engaged with these two, so that the truth can be worked upon both sides here. And there might be great fear in doing that move, you know, or not knowing what is that truth. Well, it's like it will be shown, it will be revealed. There's something about something being released and expressed here too, because I do feel like there's bottled emotions. And pile 3, you might feel a whole slew of emotions here, like feeling out of control, or like this person has power over me, or this person is controlling me, or this person has a way with me, or this person, you know. And now this person isn't saying that, but what this person is, because they're so checked out that I can't even tell you, you know, like, because what they're seeing is really just, it's all about them. So they can't see beyond themselves. Okay. In fact, like I was saying, like no neck here. It's like so close to themselves that they're not even really seeing you, you know, so much as it is the energy in which you're in allows me to be in my own energy, which is the important thing to me right now, because it is coming off as like a narcissistic type energy, even though, like I always tell you guys, everyone has a degree of narcissistic traits, but it's like that which is unhealed, that can't see beyond self, is stuck in self, and you're here as a mirror to get me out of this, so you could wake me up, so healing can happen. Well, you're not obligated to heal me, but so healing can happen, so I could see beyond myself, so I can engage differently in the world. And that's the only thing that's going to allow me to ascend and heal the collective in a way here that graduates rather than keeping us stuck here in low states of consciousness. This person does not make you feel good, you know, and in fact, I feel this person might say things that are very hurting to you, you know, but it doesn't make them feel good. I feel like it's almost like, you know, when we're a child and we do something bad and then we feel bad and then we just do it to even more. And then we feel even worse when we like kick and scream at our parents or like say something and then they get mad at us and then we act like a brat. That's what it seems like. Like I'm going to act like a brat and then feel bad about it, you know, but at least like, I don't know, it's controlling the badness. So at least I have some sort of control, because negative attention is better than no attention here. But they're really being called to see themselves. There's something about the color blue. I think they might have blue eyes. And you might have brown eyes, okay? But it's going to be flipped. They might wear glasses. And they could have like different colored hair here, you know, maybe blue, green, whatever, different color. Doesn't have to be necessarily. It's just talking about this, you know, when we're a teenager, it's like adolescent energy. I'm going to act out. I'm going to do my thing. Not that that's wrong. Like, go ahead, be independent. And, you know, but it's like a cry for an independence here, like when we're trying to find our independent self, and so we do the thing that stands out because we don't know who we are. And so this energy is, I'm standing out, I'm reactionary, I'm doing something here, and then you're giving me a reaction to it, you know, and I'm not blaming you about it, but I feel this person feels fueled by you too. Your reaction fuels me, your allowance of this thing, you know, even though you might not be allowing it, you might be doing whatever you're doing, but to them, it's an allowance here of it is generating energetically the shift that's needing to happen here. So I don't think you're doing anything wrong per se. I think you're learning how to engage with someone like this. It's like, that didn't work. Let me not to do that, you know? Blocking someone out of our heart. Does that feel good? No. Well, then let me learn a different way of boundaries. There's something you're learning. Okay, because there is a middle ground. Healthy, loving boundary, regardless someone's a narcissist or, you know, Mother Teresa or whatever, Rosa Parks, doesn't matter. The heart and the truth always speaks the heart and the truth. It doesn't contort or be different, because the truth stands alone as it is. It's like the sun shines on everything. It shines on the molesters. The sun shines on the desert. The sun shines on the flourishing garden. The sun shines on poverty. The sun shines on everything. It's not selective. Okay, the sun is truth. The sun is clarity. And so there's something about the truth that is clear, that can't be contorted, manipulated based on whether this person comes correctly or what happens here. That's going to be the great truth, the underpinning of what needs to be learned and understood. Okay, now I wouldn't be surprised if we see some judgment card here, because I do feel there's some sort of a karmic thing happening here. Okay, but what this person, it's like, this is really coming from, because I feel like I want to deliver what I'm saying this reading is, and I feel like some people might not get or understand what this is. This is, on the surface, this is a clusterfuck. How do they see you? Doesn't matter so much, because how they're seeing you here is almost like something that's needing to happen to wake up the inner soul. And the inner soul is saying, pile 3 person, there's a cry out to help here. You must see yourself. And so what they don't like is like the fact that they're at this point of needing to resolve this thing. It's not going to be easy. It's highlighting their insecurities. It's highlighting this inability for them to be in their heart space. Ugh, we don't like this. We don't like being a brat. We don't like negative attention for the sake of attention. No, we don't. So this is how they're seeing you, as the parent who is going to treat me like everyone else and call out my insecurities and my bad self. And so I might as well be bad because I believe I'm bad. You know, I believe I'm a bad child, a bad person, bad me. So let's see. Spirit, what am I missing here? It's starting to hurt my head. Pile number 3, person they came here about. How do they see pile 3? What am I missing? How are they seeing pile 3 in regards to the biggest challenge that they're having with pile 3? Fool, Aquarius energy, right over the Aquarius energy here. So remember, no regard for consequences. Just do what I please. And I don't give to the situation. I take. It's imbalance. Just as long as you give to me, I keep foolishly doing the exact same thing. No regard. But I'm going to walk off a cliff one day. I'm going to see that my actions are actually not helpful. King of Pentacles in reverse. So I can't be relied upon. I'm not really focused on the future. This is also coming through with the Aquarius energy with the star. It's like, of course, we got to be in the present moment and we can't be attached to outcome. But what would life be if we don't have a star, like a North Star, a guiding star to know this is my direction of what I'm wanting for my soul and myself? You know, I'm just sort of getting by. This person's just getting by, acting by the seat of their pants. And it's like the star is calling them to build something. It's like you're here in the 3D world. What are you giving to? What are you building? What are you committing to? What are you invested in? Or are you just sort of exploring, saying, yeah, well, it's a free life. And now I just kind of explore like this hobo, you know? Okay, great. But we haven't healed anything. We haven't seen anything. We're just foolishly doing the same thing day in, day out. And so we can't receive and give in a beautiful flow state. We're just taking and keeping and then running away with it. Okay. The Magician. So again, very self-focused energy with the Magician. Okay, but what are they manifesting? Again, it's all about what I have here in the 3D world. And that's what matters to me. So what's in front of me? So I'm not looking at the deeper soul lessons of it, you know? So I just sort of do the thing that gets me the thing in the 3D world. Why is the 6th Pentacle in reverse? Virgo, Gemini, Aquarius, more Virgo, Cancer, Capricorn, Taurus. Although we do have Cancer here with the moon and with the 9s, okay? We were getting Cancer. And so here's 10 Swords in reverse. So yeah, they need to put an end to a way of being here that's getting in the way of the manifest of the deeper stuff that they can manifest in the 3D world. They could manifest greatness here on Earth, but it really depends on whether they're in a flow state of giving and receiving or taking and keeping. This was reversed, by the way. And so this person's lacking, they can't commit, okay? They're not thinking long term. They really aren't. So not thinking long term, not thinking consequences. 9 Swords in reverse. There's the Knight of Cups and there's the Death. Yes, Page of Wands in reverse. So beautiful people, this is a lesson, okay? This is a lesson in regards to the universe with this major arcana that shifts things that we can no longer control, because the universe says when we've learned lessons, when we have outgrown certain things, it no longer does it. We have to move with life. One thing is certain is death. Death is certain. And so this person's way of being is being shifted and changed. And there's a lot of anxiety here because what this means is I have no control when the universe comes and forces change upon me, which the universe is doing. I want to just be in the energy that I was in, that I'm comfortable with. And it's like Groundhog's Day, reset, not getting anywhere, which is okay to be joyful, youthful, present moment when we're healed and we're in a giving and receiving flow state because we're giving to the universe gives to us. We could be in the present moment and not worry about anything other than that. And then we can build in the 3D world because we're aligned on our path, on our mission, and it does build, but we're not chasing worldly desires. Okay, but when we're full of taking and keeping, and we're too self-focused, and we're too much about the here and now at the expense of understanding that we haven't healed anything and hanging on to old ways that are destructive, then we stay stuck. Okay, so there's a lot of being stuck in mind, things that are coming that needs to be released and come to an end. And how does this person feel? This person feels love because their heart is being pulled to the truth. Our heart is always pulled to the truth, regardless of how stubborn we are. We always love our parents. Inside, we feel bad, sad, but we love our parents. Okay, I don't know why I keep saying parent. This could be a child. Okay, it could be a parent-child dynamic here. Okay, there could be a parent wound here. Like you have a wound, they have a wound. And it's like coming out because it's a codependent sort of connection, parent-child, very strong. But what this is like, but inside I'm this hurt child that loves you because my heart knows the truth. And the heart knows that the only way through is through truth, giving and receiving, not taking and keeping. That doesn't feel good to my heart. It makes me feel shame. It makes me feel bad. It makes me feel like a taker. It makes me feel not good. And so the love they have inside of them is true. It's going to create this catalyst for change where I get to see my own ways of engagement and behavior that I've been using to manipulate energy and create my own world in front of me because I wanted control. And so I would use whatever I could to control my environment to make the world I wanted. But all that I'm going to experience with you is going to be anxieties, is going to be the truth that I can't follow up and pursue until I come to the point where I have to release. Because the only way to accept the new and the truth is to release the false and the thing that is bunged up here. I can't hold two things together. There's too much here. So I must let go of what's not true. And what's not true to my heart, because I feel in my heart what's true now, is that taking and keeping doesn't feel good. Is that I'm pained when I think about this. When I'm selfish, it's not getting me the manifestation that I want. And even though I might be sort of flying by the seat of my pants, it's like, where's this leading me to? It's not leading me anywhere. It hasn't built to anything. It hasn't made me feel secure or safe in any sort of way. And I'm starting to realize this thing. And this is what's shifting and changing, okay, because of this person's feelings for you. But this has nothing to do with like you being able to heal this person or say or do anything other than I feel in my heart what's true because of the energy that you bring into my world. And now my world is going to be flipped upside down because my heart's going to want to follow this truth. So I feel like for this pilot, I'm going to dive in one more here to see what Spirit wants to say to you. Okay, because I do feel there's healing on both sides here that are needing to happen. But I do feel you're probably very tired, because this person feels very much like an unruly child, someone who's out of control, someone who's a taker and a keeper, someone who has been taking your kindness for weakness. But then again, it's like, where's your kindness coming from? What's your intention? There's a mirror happening here. And so we're really being called to look at ourselves. Why are we giving? Is it from a true place of unconditional love? What is our expectation? What is our boundary and how are we utilizing that? Is it for control or power? Is it to draw something out of this person because they sense it, because everyone else is sort of lined up here to take from me? So do you love me unconditionally, who I am, what I'm about, even when I'm an unruly child, kicking and screaming, acting like an adolescent, dyeing my hair blue? Let's see. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful pile number 3. What do they need to know? Any questions they have here regarding this challenging situation, circumstance, person they came here about? Justice. Remember I said I wouldn't be surprised to see justice. This is a karmic thing that's flushing out here. We must learn the lessons of the universe. Karma. Now we can say I did nothing to deserve this. I've always been good to this person. It's like karma can go back lifetimes. Karma is all about lessons, is spiritual, soulful lessons. Energy must balance out. It finds a way of balancing out. So who knows in whichever lifetime we had where we needed to learn a certain lesson about self. This journey is all about learning lessons of self. We must equal the scales of balance the scales of justice here, okay? So justice, truth, balancing the harmony, okay, of karmic justice. So Libra energy, we see the sort of truth, but also the scales, which we saw in the Six of Pentacles, which was reverse. So this is the truth about what I invest in, the truth about giving and receiving. Both you guys are learning about giving and receiving. One's a taker and a keeper, and one's an overgiver, is really what I feel here with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So it's like someone's stingy, someone's not giving, someone keeps taking, you know? So how do we balance out energy? How do we find a middle ground? What is the great truth? The great truth is always aligned with the heart. Like I said about the sun, it's not selective. And so when we're selective, only when they show correctly, I'm going to give to them. Okay, but that's still a reverse scale. That's not a balanced scale. Yeah, Empress in reverse, learning lessons of self-love. King of Wands in reverse. There's the ego. Okay, so Taurus, Libra, heavy Libra energy, and then Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So I do what I want, what I say, stubborn energy. I'm the prize. Okay, this is not knowing self-worth. This is probably mother wounds and inability to give and receive love. But look, the love is real. That's the truth. The sun. The sun is my heart. The deep emotions I feel. I feel deep, deep, deep sense of love. I don't know where it came from. You know, just like when we love our parents, it's there. And it makes me feel all sorts of ways, even when I'm acting out. I always have love for my parent. It never goes away. And then I don't feel good, you know? So this person could be acting completely like a rebel. This could even be sex without love, acting in all sorts of ways, you know? I'm the prize, or my way or the highway, arrogance, throw everything at it, you know? And it's like, whoa, what do I put up with? How do I deal with it? Now it could be at the lower scale too. It's just someone who's taking advantage, you know, however they're doing it, or being arrogant, or not being themselves, or letting their ego drive. And it's like, but I know they have feelings. I know that they care. I know that there's something deep. It's like, yes, there is. And you'd be right about this. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So it's like, how do I learn about unconditional love, self-worth, it being of value, healthy, energetic boundaries that make sense, that are discerning, that stand in my power without there being a tit for tat transactional love, opening heart space with the Page of Cups. This is also the card of forgiveness. So are we forgiving? Because I felt for some of you guys, I have a boundary. I haven't blocked. It's like, well, love doesn't block anyone from the heart space, ever. Okay, now if we need to be safe, we be safe, but we don't block anyone from the heart. So this is all about heart opening, unconditional love, loving innocently like a child. The depth of the emotions are going to always be steering towards truth. There's temperance. So it's healing and balance. And two sides have to come correctly, okay, energetically, in order to bake the cake. Both cups. If one comes correctly, but the other one's all screwy, we can't bake the cake. If one is correct and the other one isn't, then we can't bake the cake. So both have to be the right energy. And I feel like both people aren't healed. Both people aren't balanced. Both people are doing healing so that they could come together to create harmony. This is divinely guided. Okay, it's been a while since I read an energy quite like this. Divinely guided by the divine. Both of these people have been brought together karmically to heal wounds, mother wounds, childhood wounds, codependent wounds. Okay, whatever this thing is here. Yeah, Eight of Cups. So walking away from what emotionally doesn't make us fulfilled in our soul and in our heart. When I act this way, am I really truly fulfilled? No, I must leave that behind. I must entertain that death card. Okay, and then for the viewer here, if I have it correct, it's like, am I emotionally fulfilled when I'm over giving or doing this thing? It's like, no, then I must acknowledge what makes me happy. It's the only way for me to be a healed cup. 10 Pentacle, building in the 3D world, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So what Spirit is saying for this reading? Beautiful angel. I feel like you are unclear right now. There's a lot of confusing things that are going on in this connection. Okay, and we could say this person's keeping it all confusing and they're unruly. Now, they are all unruly. They're definitely not providing clarity, but the clarity will never come from this person ever. There's a karmic lesson here in regards to how do we find truth and clarity, and that sits within. And the only way to find the truth and clarity is to go within and get clear from our own understanding and learn about boundaries that are healthy. Okay, not one polar extreme or the other, because I feel like this energy would be like, I either got to put up with them or I block them and don't deal with them. It's like, no, this is resentments. So we're learning about forgiveness. Okay, now not shutting people out of our heart. Spirit is talking about building a committed future that it could stand the test of time here with 10 Pentacle in the 3D world. Okay, but we must go through lessons. We must go through seeing clearly, making the way with truth and honesty and clarity, wisdom of the heart, not wisdom of the fear or the abandonment or the lack of self-love. No, don't let that drive the decision making here. Okay, we can't let it drive the decision making, or else we can't build this thing on truth and clarity and integrity. We just build it on transactional fear. And so I feel like there's something about fear-based love that we might be engaged with that isn't sustainable anymore. And Spirit's saying, we're going to heal this thing. And while you heal this thing, your person's healing this thing about who's shutting people out and being in their arrogance or being like this King of Wands, okay, in their ego and not listening to anything other than their own sort of pain as well. And both you guys are going to come together to create something beautiful, but we must acknowledge what doesn't feel emotionally good, and blocking anyone out doesn't feel good. And you'll know, because when you block this person out saying, oh, I just can't cope with it, or I can't make do with it. It's like, yeah, but in your heart of all hearts, how does this feel, shutting someone out from your heart? It's like shutting our child out from our heart. And sometimes we got to be the parent and do tough love. But what does tough love look like? And what does that even mean? And why is it even here in the first place? Is it tough love because I'm not getting recognized, or tough love because I'm not getting what I want, or tough love because no, why? It's all answers sitting within self. And so there's lessons that need to be learned and understood. Okay, so I feel for you, beautiful angel. This is your reading. I hope this helped you. Libra, Taurus, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Sagittarius energy, and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right, so I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye-bye.